We're taking it back to the 16-17 season and rebuilding the James Harden-led Houston Rockets. We all know how good of a player Harden was in his prime, but sadly he wasn't able to win a ring. So we're going to be doing everything in our power to change that here in NBA 2K26. And one glance at this roster, I know now why Harden did not win a championship. He doesn't have all that much help. We need to get him another star player to play alongside him or some more depth. Because right now things are not looking too bright here. I do have a plan for this offseason. I want to clear up some salary, someone like Eric Gordon, Trevor Ariza, free up some money. That way this coming off season, we can sign ourselves a big name in free agency. Players like Steph Curry, KD, Chris Paul, Kyle Lowry will be free agents. Karl Anthony Towns as well, and I think Cat would be an amazing fit here beside Harden. So that's going to be the goal, to sign a big name in the up and coming free agency. But for now, I'm going to try trading away some players like Eric Gordon and Trevor Ariza to free up some salary. This first trade here is going to help us save around $6 million. We also get two good 3-and-D players in Robert Covington and Jeremy Grant. Plus Jeremy Grant's only 22 years old, and we all know he ends up becoming a pretty good player in the NBA, so he will continue progressing, and both of them have a team option for next season. So let's go ahead and pull off this trade where we send them Trevor Ariza and 4 second-round picks for Covington and Jeremy Grant. The second trade we're going to pull off is trading away Eric Gordon, a first-round pick, and Bobby Brown for DeJounte Murray and Manu Ginobili. DeJounte Murray's on contract for the next 4 seasons, and DeJounte Murray ends up becoming a really good two-way player in the league, so he could possibly be the starting point guard in the future, and we get Manu Ginobili to win now. So let's go ahead and pull off this trade, and Ginobili is on an expiring contract, so we'll clear up $14 million in the off-season. Another trade we're going to be pulling off is sending away Corey Brewer, who's on a 2-year $15 million contract, a first-round pick, and Jared Thomas for Zubac, who's on a pretty cheap contract. We'll have him for the next 3 seasons. We all know he ends up becoming one of the best big men in the entire NBA. We also get Nick Young, who's on an expiring contract, so we'll free up around $5 million in the off-season. Let's go ahead and pull off this trade. And the last trade we're going to be pulling off for now is trading away Nick Young and Nini for Bojan Bogdanovic and this dude right here. The reason we're trading for Bogdanovic is not to save money, it's more so because we don't have a starting power forward at this moment, and we can move Robert Covington's position to power forward and then have Bogdanovic be our starting small forward. So we're going to pull off this trade, and now we're ready to start simulating. We're going to be running with a 9-man rotation to start off this season, and the starting lineup is going to include DeJounte Murray, James Harden, Bogdanovic, Robert Covington, and Clint Capella. And off the bench we have Manu Ginobili, Jeremy Grant, Zubac, and Tyler. And honestly, I don't know how good of a team we're going to be this season. James Harden still needs more help. But I do believe the trades we made did make us a tiny bit better. It definitely cleared up a lot of salary cap, that way we could go acquire ourselves a star player in the next free agency. Now I'm going to start simulating until the end of this season. We'll see if we make the playoffs. If not, that's alright as well, because again, the goal is to get ourselves a star player in free agency. The LA Lakers currently have our 2017 first round pick, and it is unprotected. Plus, currently we're doing pretty bad, so might as well get back our 17 draft pick to acquire ourselves a good rookie in the draft. So to make this trade happen, they want 2 first round picks and they want to swap 2 players. Both of the players we'll be taking are on expiring contracts, so let's go ahead and pull off this trade. Bogdanovic is open to sign a contract extension with our team, and he doesn't want all that much money, so we're going to go ahead and give him the contract extension. We're going to give him about 2 years, $6 million, and he accepts. If you're enjoying this video so far, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new for more 2K26 rebuilds. At the end of season number 1, Russell Westbrook wins MVP, averaging 40 points per game, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists. Amazing season from Russell Westbrook. I've never seen a player average 40 points per game in NBA 2K until now. Ben Simmons Rookie of the Year, Jared wins 6th Man, Andre Drummond Defensive Player, Jokic Most Improved, Steven Butler Coach of the Year, and we win Executive of the Year. Let's see if we get any All-NBA selections. We do get James Harden on All-NBA second team, and that's going to be it from the looks of things. No one on All Defensive Team and no one on All... Or actually, we get DeJounte Murray on All Rookie second team. Let's go. And we barely made the playoffs. We end up as the number 7 seed. Let me show you guys the player stats before we start simulating. We won a total of 45 games and lost 37. So after pulling off the few trades we pulled off, eventually we did start winning games. In the first half of the season we were losing a bunch, but in the second half we picked things up. James Harden was averaging 32 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, 7 assists on crazy good efficiency. 13 from Robert Covington. His 3-point percentage was pretty low, 32%. Clint Capella 13 points, 12.5 from Bogdanovic. His 3-point percentage also was really low for a good shooter like him, 34%. And the rest of the team. Manu Ginobili as our 6th man was great, 38% from the 3-point line. But in round number 1, we're going to be taking on the LA Clippers, who have Chris Paul, Austin Rivers, Jamal Crawford, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan. And off the bench, they have JJ Redick and a few others. Let me fix up the player minutes, and let's see how far we can make it in the playoffs. I don't have much confidence that we're going to win a title this first season, of course, since our team isn't really all that crazy. But let's see if we can win a few games. Game number 1 goes to the Clippers. Game 2 also goes to the Clippers. So does game number 3, even though Harden's averaging 42 points per game. Again, the help around Harden is not enough. And are we going to be swept? No, we're not swept. We do end up winning one game, and Harden drops a 42-point triple-double here. Murray had 20 points. And let's see what happens here in game 5. We also win game 5. Okay, Harden with 38, 6, and 9. Covington with a 23-point double-double. Are we going to push to a game 7? Yes, we will. Harden drops 28 points here. Covington with 16. And we're going to a game 7 against the LA Clippers, who have a big 3 of Chris Paul, Griffin, and Jordan. Let's see if we're able to beat them here in game 7. You never know. They do have home court advantage though. So far, it's a pretty close game. We do have the lead, and we end up defeating them to advance to the second round. Okay, I did not expect this whatsoever. 23 points from James Harden, 18 from Ginobili, and 17 from Zubac. And now we're in the second round, taking on the San Antonio Spurs, who have Tony Parker, Danny Green, Kawhi Leonard, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Pau Gasol. So Manu Ginobili is going up against his old team. Let's see what happens here. Game 1, we do end up losing. I believe we're going to get swept here against them, but we do not. We do win game 2. Okay, Jeremy Grant drops 21 points, even though Harden struggled here. Only shot the ball 9 times, not sure why. Game 3, we also win. Whoa. Harden drops 39 points, and we're beating the San Antonio Spurs so far. Are we going to go to the conference finals and win a championship? Let's see. It's going to a game 7, and we do end up getting swept. We blew a 3-1 lead. Let's go ahead and see the player stats for the second round, because I'm impressed that we even made it this far. Harden was averaging 28, 14 from Clint, 14 from Covington, and the rest of the team was pretty great as well to make it as far as we did. But let's see who goes on to win the championship, and it's the Warriors with Kevin Durant winning Finals MVP. They defeated the Toronto Raptors to win themselves a championship. Player retirements, let's skip through this. Staff retirements, skip through that. Historic changes, rule change, youth system timeout introduced in 2017, and all-star captains, alright. Draft lottery time. I don't think we're going to have a lottery pick, but hopefully we still get 15, 16, or 17. That would be good. A mid-first round pick wouldn't be too bad. Let's see where we end up, and we get the 21st overall pick. That's pretty low, to be honest. We were the number 7 seed, but I'll take it. Hopefully we're able to draft ourselves a decent player. I'm hoping with our first round pick, we're able to select one of these players. Even one of these players will help out our future a ton. Now let's go to the NBA draft and see who we're able to select with our pick. The first pick, the Phoenix Suns have the first overall pick. Let's see who they take. They take Jason Tatum to pair up with Devin Booker. The Celtics have the second overall pick. They take Kyle Kuzma. The third pick, Hornets take Markelle Fultz. Okay, but let's sim to our pick and see who we can select here. And we can get ourselves Isaiah Hartenstein, but currently we do have two rotational big men on our team already, so we don't really need Isaiah Hartenstein. Let's see if there's anyone else here. Derek White got selected. I really wanted to draft Derek White, but he's no longer on the board. I decided to throw the 21st overall pick in Trade Finder with Bogdanovic to see if we can get a new young player that was already drafted, and we can acquire ourselves OG Anunoby from the Portland Trail Blazers, and I think we're going to pull this trade off. But I don't want Evan Turner and his $17 million contract, so let's take him off. A first round pick and Bogdanovic for OG Anunoby, and they accept. OG Anunoby ends up becoming an amazing two-way player. He could possibly be the starting small forward on our team. So that's why I decided to trade for him. But here's a draft board, and now it's going to be time for free agency, where we hopefully get ourselves a new star. Team player option, we are going to pick up the team option on Clint Capella and Robert Covington, the same for Jeremy Grant. Qualifying offers, we don't need to give anyone a qualifying offer, but now it's time for free agency, where we can offer a max contract to someone like Curry, Kevin Durant, Chris Paul. No longer do I see Karl Anthony Towns for some reason, but KD is here, and I think we're going to be targeting Kevin Durant. I'm going to be giving out 4 contracts, one to Steph Curry. We're going to try offering him the max contract. Steph Curry always leaves the Warriors after the first season of the rebuild, so we may be able to get Steph Curry on our team to pair up with James Harden. The second player we're going to be targeting is Kevin Durant. We'll give him a no trade clause player option on the 4th year. Chris Paul I would like to have as a starting point guard. Him beside James Harden would be pretty impressive as well. They did play together in Houston, so let's see if we can make that happen once again. And then the 4th player we're going to offer a contract to, not yet, but maybe later, is Gordon Hayward. Prime Gordon Hayward was amazing with the Utah Jazz, so possibly we can bring him to be our starting small forward. Out of the 3 players, Chris Paul's the only one to accept the contract, but I totally forgot. I accidentally gave Chris Paul a no trade clause, and honestly, I'm not open to giving Chris Paul a no trade clause because he's not safe here, obviously. Depends on how he plays, but we could possibly trade him in the future. So let me change the no trade clause, and we'll just give him a 4-year contract player option on the 4th year, and hopefully he still is going to accept. And he's not going to be accepting now. He wants to go with the Clippers. Damn. Since we weren't able to get any of the 3 big names, Curry, KD, or Chris Paul, we're going to settle for role players. Gordon Hayward could be an amazing second option behind James Harden. He only wants $18 million, which is basically half of what Chris Paul wants. So let's go ahead and offer him a contract. What's he being offered right now? 5 years, $102 million. So we're going to have to up it a little bit. Let's see, $20 million a year, 4-year contract. Will he accept this? And he will most likely. He's most interested in our offer. Wait a second, Chris Paul just accepted the offer we gave him now for some reason, even though he was declining it earlier, or it looked like he was more interested in a different team. Now he's open to sign the contract with a no trade clause. So we're going to be taking Chris Paul over Gordon Hayward. Let's go. And even after giving Chris Paul a contract, we still have enough money to bring someone like Gordon Hayward. We still have around $19 million we can play with. Let me see what we can do to upgrade our roster even more. We're going to offer Gordon Hayward a contract to make a big 3 of Gordon Hayward, James Harden, and Chris Paul. If he doesn't accept, we still have Otto Porter Jr. who we can give an offer to, and obviously Otto Porter Jr. is an amazing 3-and-D player. But for now, we're going to give Gordon Hayward the contract, and hopefully he ends up accepting this. 4-year contract, player option on the 4th year. Will he accept? And it looks like he rather wants to go to the Utah Jazz. If we were able to get Gordon Hayward, that would have been so great to have a big three with him, CP, and Harden, but it is what it is. Otto Porter Jr. is a really good player as well, so we'll give him around $8 million annually on a 2-year contract. Plus, Gordon Hayward can still accept. Same as Chris Paul, he was interested in a different team, but he ended up accepting our offer. But it looks like Hayward is not going to be. Let's try offering him another contract, 4 years, $19 million annually. Let's see what he's saying. And yeah, he's not going to be coming on our team. He's more interested in these teams up here. Let's see. We do get Otto Porter Jr. and Gordon Hayward signs with the Philadelphia 76ers. This offseason, we're able to re-sign a bunch of players, so we're going to go ahead and give them some contracts. The first player being Jeremy Grant. We'll give a 3-year contract to worth around $3.75 million a year. He ends up progressing. Robert Covington wants around the same amount of money, so let's go ahead and give him around 3 million 2-year contract, and he accepts as well. Clint Capella wants $7 million. Let's see if we can lower that down a little bit, which we can, to $6.5 million, and he accepts as well. There was a lot of progression from our younger core, and now we're looking like true championship contenders. Our starting lineup is going to include Chris Paul, James Harden, Otto Porter Jr., Robert Covington, and Clint Capella. And off the bench, we have DeJounte Murray, Zubac, Jeremy Grant, and OG Anunoby. I think we can definitely win a championship here in the second season. Let's go ahead and simulate the first few weeks and see just how we do. So far, we haven't lost a single game. We do lose our first game against the Clippers, Chris Paul's former team, but other than that, so far we have a 10-win, 1-loss record. And let's see our system proficiency, 4-star system proficiency under Mike D'Antoni. Russell Westbrook goes on to win his back-to-back MVP, averaging 37, 13, and 7, as well as 2 stocks per game. Another great season from Russell Westbrook. Lonzo Ball, Rookie of the Year. Maurice Spites wins 6th Man of the Year. Kawhi Leonard, Defensive Player. Terry Rozier, Most Improved. Our head coach, Mike D'Antoni, Coach of the Year, and we also get Executive of the Year. As you guys can see in the bottom left, we won a total of 73 games, losing only 9. James Harden does make it on All-NBA First Team. Do we get CP3? Let's see. We don't get Chris Paul on an All-NBA team, which is kind of a surprise because he had an amazing season as well. We don't get anyone on All-Defensive team. What about All-Rookie team? No, we do not. So we only get James Harden. We were the number 1 seed. This time around, we won a total of 73 games, losing only 9. And in the first round, we're going to be taking on the Timberwolves, but let me show you guys the player stats before we start simulating. So the leading scorer was James Harden, averaging 31.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists on crazy good efficiency. CP3 was averaging 20 points per game, as well as 10.5 assists on really good efficiency as well. 14 from Otto Porter. We did send him to the bench unit since he wasn't playing good in the starting lineup. 13.5 from Clint Capella, 13.5 from Robert Covington, a way better season than the previous, 39% from deep. 10.5 from DeJounte Murray, he's starting to progress into a really good point guard. 9 points from Zubac, 8 from Grant, and the rest of the team. And now let me fix up the player minutes, and then let's see if we can win Harden and CP3 a championship. I fixed up our player minutes, and now we're taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have Ricky Rubio, Zach LaVine, Andrew Wiggins, I don't know how to pronounce this name, and Karl Anthony Towns, and this is their bench unit. Let's see what happens. Game number 1, we do end up winning. CP drops 34, Harden with 32 and 18 assists, 24 from Covington. Game number 2, we also end up winning. CP leads the way once again, Harden with another double-double. Game 3 is another win for us. We're up 3-0. CP's been leading the way for all 3 games we've played so far. He's averaging 29 a night. Harden has his 3rd double-double in a row. Game 4, we do end up winning, and we sweep the Minnesota Timberwolves. Harden had 36 points. Let me show you guys the player stats here for the first round. Harden led the way 28.5, and CP had 27.5. Amazing. Now we're taking on the Memphis Grizzlies, who have Mike Conley, Tony Allen, Chandler Parsons, Michael Beasley, and Marc Gasol. They were the number 5 seed. Can we defeat them here? Game number 1, we do. CP drops 31-point double-double. Harden with a 29-point triple-double. And honestly, I would rather have Harden score more than playmake, because we brought CP3 for his playmaking already, so we don't need Harden to be the playmaker here. I would rather have him scoring 30 plus points per game and have CP getting all those assists. But game 2 also goes to us. Harden with 32-point double-double. Capella with 24. Let's go. And we're up 3-0. We don't sweep them, but can we, gentlemen, sweep them? Yes, we can. And we're in the conference finals. Harden led the way in the second round, 27 points per game and 19 from Chris Paul. Now we're taking on the San Antonio Spurs, the same team that defeated us in the playoffs last year. They have Marcus Smart, Eric Gordon, who we traded to them, I believe, for Manu Ginobili. They have Kawhi Leonard, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Pau Gasol. They were the number 2 seed, and I'm pretty sure this team is going to be difficult to defeat. They have really good defensive players on their team. Game number 1 does go to us. CP drops 18. Where is Harden? Harden had 17. Okay, so Harden's kind of been struggling here in the playoffs. He's shooting 28% from the 3-point line. Game number 2 does go to the Spurs. Chris Paul had 28. Harden struggled from deep. Continues, sadly. He didn't score all that much. Game 3, we also lose. Oh god. Otto Porter was the leading scorer. Harden, 30% from deep. We need to change up something in our coach game plan and maybe change up some shot tendencies a little bit. I came up with a defensive coach game plan. Let's see if we can win game 4 to tie up the series here. We don't have home court advantage. The Spurs have home court advantage, and so far we are playing pretty well, and we do end up tying up the series. Harden had a 25-point double-double, Porter with 25, CP had 9 points, barely shot the ball, but still had 11 assists. Now it's time for game 5, where we will have home court advantage. Can we go up 3-2? It looks like we will be doing just that. Harden drops 30 points, 20 from Capella, CP with a 15-point double-double. We need Harden to be playing like this every single game if we want to win a championship. Are we going to end up defeating them here in game 6? Let's see. We do start off the first half really well, and it looks like we will be advancing to the NBA Finals. Harden had a 25-point double-double. Covington had 20. CP with 19 points and 9 assists. And in the NBA Finals, we're going to be taking on the Boston Celtics, who have Isaiah Thomas, Jaylen Brown, Jay Crowder, Kyle Kuzma, and Al Horford. This is looking like a really good team. They have defense in Brown, Crowder, and Al Horford, and some offense in Isaiah Thomas. But let's see what happens here. I do think we could defeat this team. Game number 1 does go to us. Harden drops 28 points, CP 18, 8, and 8. Jeremy Grant with 19. Game number 2 also goes to us. Harden with 38 points. That's what I'm talking about. Covington with 20. CP3 with another double-double. Game 3, they do end up winning game 3 here. Harden almost had a triple-double, but we did fall short. Hopefully we go up 3-1 here, which we do. Harden with a 28-point double-double. CP3 with a 25-point double-double. And are we going to gentlemen sweep the Boston Celtics? And we do, to win James Harden and the Houston Rockets a championship. James Harden is your finals MVP, averaging 31.5 points per game, 8 rebounds, 7.5 assists, 3 steals, and half a block. And we complete the goal of winning James Harden his first ever championship with the Houston Rockets. Here are the player stats for the playoffs. We played a total of 20 games. Harden led the way, averaging 27, 7, and 9. CP3 was averaging 20.5 points per game and 9 assists. The rest of the guys were amazing as well. Here are the NBA Finals stats, where we played a total of 5 games. James Harden led the way, 31.5 points per game, 8 rebounds, 7 assists on crazy good efficiency. And CP3 was averaging 21.5 points per game as well as 9 assists. And the rest of the guys were great here in the finals as well. That's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button. It supports out my videos a lot. And also subscribe if you're new. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button and like button. Until next time, it's your boy Dragon, and I'm out. Peace.